Hello, 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 hello. It has been a minute. Michael and Bella's Travel Channel. Hello, hello to you, Michael, and hello to the pupster Bella. Billy Holder. Everybody, this is my brother, Billy Holder. He really is my brother. Brother from the same mother. And good to see you, Billy. Thank you for being here. And Matt Williams. Matt, I have to tell you, yesterday it was wonderful to meet you, to see you. You have such a beautiful face and such a beautiful spirit, Matt. And meeting you has enhanced my life greatly. So thank you for that. And thank you for your subscribing to my channel. So good to see you here. Liesl Soma, my daughter, my firstborn and best friend in this world and partner in the crafting business. She is my support person. She does some work with the crafting. I couldn't have made it without her. Best friend for life. So glad you're all here. I'm Pearl Manhattan. This is Healing Through Art. Express yourself. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I was actually on the coast. How's that for coincidences? I was down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We had a death in the family and family reunion all at the same time. Was good. Oh, I got some hair sticking up. Pardon me. It was good to see my family, my nieces, my nephews, my brother, my new sister in the family. So good to see everybody and visit some old places that I hadn't seen in 25 years. And what I've got in front of me now, this was kind of the inspiration for the coastal farmhouse theme. This is a new product I'm putting up in my Etsy store. It'll be up soon. I've still got some work to do on this, some decoration and such. This is my keepsake box, and this one is in a nautical theme. Let's see. See, there's little, what do you call those? Steering wheels for boats. I can't remember what you call them, but you see them on the pirate ships, things like that. And then inside we have a book card, and this one is a nautical theme. I still got some work to do on it also. It says keep calm, go to the beach. And then over here we have a happy crab and a happy starfish and some happy under the sea life in there. So I wanted to show you that to kind of get you in the mood. I'm working on some Mother's Day stuff. I'm also working on a new line of cards called an easel card. I'll give you kind of a sneak preview of what that's going to be like, if you can see this. It's a book that you can set up. It comes with its own easel. So it's not really a book. It's a fake book. But anyway, it'll sit up like this and it'll be all decorated. This one is going to be a very antique looking decoration. I've got a library card over here and a little bird. But anyway, hi Cricket. I thought you were going back to bed, my sister from another mister. Cricket Fox, my partner channel. Happy to see you in here. Cricket comes all the way from Adelaide, Australia. And Cricket and I are starting a new venture coming up. Our first show will be the 27th of April for those of you in the U.S. And we'll have more stuff out about it. It's called the Manhattan Fox Hour. It will be a talk show that is going to support some other channels in some interesting ways. We're going to be giving little lessons on football, baseball, and other sports so that when you watch the streams by Pete McDevitt or by Dole Whip Dad or the other sports streams in the community, if you have questions, well, what is the draft? What is the NFL draft? And why is it such a big deal? We're going to cover those topics so that you can enjoy the sports streams in our community even better. And we'll also be sharing, we're lining up a guest who is a storm chaser. And come the end of July, we'll be talking about hurricanes and their impact on Disney and things like that. We'll have other special guests on from the community. We'll be profiling different channels in the community that we like to watch. It's just going to be a great adventure. So keep your eyes peeled on our social media. Mine's down at the bottom of the screen. And if you follow me, then you'll see Cricket Fox, and you can follow her too. And we'll keep you updated. But it's going to be a very exciting show. Speaking of shows, let me remember to shout out Dean over at The Live Place. The Live Place is your TV guide for YouTube entertainment. Over 110 shows of family-friendly entertainment on topics everything from travel, RVs, cruising, art, music, community, games, fun, shopping, theme parks, you name it. There are people with shows about it, and it's all family friendly. You can watch these streams in front of your kids, in front of your grandma, in front of your preacher. You're not going to be embarrassed by what comes on your screen. There is the logo right there for theliveplace.com. Go check it out and search. You can search by topic. You can search by day. You can search by all sorts of things. Dean is an exceptional person, and he does all of this for our community for free. So go check it out and and follow some other live streamers. Speaking of other live streamers, I know Dole Whip Dad is live today. He's doing a Dodgers game, and he's doing another game. I know Pete McDevitt goes live this evening with his very popular talk show, Off the Wall, where he interviews members of the Disney content creator community and ask some pretty crazy questions, but it's a lot of fun. So go check out The Live Place, and you can see who else is on today. That leads me to my next thing, and I'll get all this housekeeping out of the way pretty quick, I promise. The next thing is, if you are watching the replay, thank you so much. I love my replay viewers. Our time is our most precious commodity we own, and that you would choose to spend some of yours with me, whether it's watching me live or watching the replay. Thank you so much. Leave me a comment down below, says Replay Squad or hashtag Replay Squad, whatever you want to say. I love interacting with my viewers. My channel peeps, we don't have members yet. We got a ways to go before we can have members, but my personal community here, my Pearl Manhattan fans. All right. Sorry I was gone last week. Like I said, I was down on the Gulf Coast. It was an interesting cricket. You're watching in your sleep, but give you the thumbs up there. It was a tough time. It was a good time. I'm going to be a little weird for a while. It's a lot to process, a lot going on. But today I thought we would use a Dollar Tree item and a found item. If you have a Red Lobster in your town, you know that you can get this glass. I think the drink they serve in it's called a Sea Breeze, but you can get it with Coke or whatever. But this is the Red Lobster collector glass. I happened to find it at a thrift store for $1. And it's a lighthouse, if you can see that. And I thought, how cool would it be to turn it into a more lighthouse looking thing? So I found this plastic jar with a screw-on lid. I got this one at Dollar Tree. And I got some of these little electric candles, little electric tea lights. I don't like real candles in my house. With my son, the way he is, I'd rather have something that's not going to start a fire. Just saying. So these are little electric tea lights. And also, the way we're going to do this, you can't burn a real candle inside of this because you're going to have the lid on it. But we'll explain that in a minute. So what I'm going to do first, and I've already washed this, it's very clean, you know, and this is proof that I was in the air. Let's see, these are all my little wipes that I got on the airplanes. And I'll tell you about my trip as I go ahead and do this craft. I flew down on American Airlines and I flew back on United Airlines. And for a special treat, I decided it was worth it. I could afford it. I flew first class for the first time in my life. And American first class, definitely better than coach on any airline I've been on, but not as posh as I expected, you know. But with COVID, they've had to cut back on a lot of things. This is just an alcohol wipe, and so I'm wiping all that residue off from the sticker. We're not going to paint this. We are going to, and those are strong. I'm going to go ahead and sanitize. Remember to sanitize often. I was going to do some glass etching, but this right here will explain why. I'm in a very enclosed space here. I am in my bedroom / workroom / studio / entertainment room / everything. So I'm going to take a little bit of this Martha Stewart vintage decor paint in the shade of linen. And I'm going to, this is the easy way to paint something. Because I want a milk glass look, I'm just pouring a little paint inside. And I will have to pour some more. And now I'm just letting it run down the side, just like that. Go, go, go. I'm going to have to pour some more in there. But, to get it all worked around in here, I didn't want to pour too much because I don't want a lot left over. But it is a clean glass, so I can probably just pour it back in the paint when I'm done. And I'm going to help it along. I got these extra large craft sticks here. My elephant tongue depressors, I like to call them. I'm going to help it along. I'm just going to kind of scrape it along the inside here. We just want coverage. I'm not worried about being artistic with it. I just want to cover the whole inside with the paint. So, pour a little more. Because like I said, if I've got anything left over, I'm just going to pour it back in my paint container. And again, I got this on the clearance rack at Michael's for $5. Dollar Tree does sell acrylic paint, and I use the Dollar Tree acrylic paint when I'm doing my pour painting and for some craft painting. But for this, for the glass, I really wanted that thick chalk paint feeling. And let me grab a little paper towel. Hold on. Oh. And this reminds me of a lighthouse down on the coast where I grew up. And we had the best time down there. The food, that's one thing that the Gulf Coast of Mississippi is known for, is the food. And oh my goodness, do they have some good food. Spoiled rotten, man. I was wanting to get one of those little scooter cars to drive around in because I needed something to carry my food baby in my tummy, because man, We ate and ate and ate like there was no tomorrow. The weather was beautiful for the Sunday and Monday we were there. The weather was just absolutely beautiful, and then it got nasty again. It'd been nasty when I came in, but that's normal this time of year. And it wasn't that hot, and actually the humidity wasn't too bad either. There's always a lovely breeze that comes off the beach, and just so nice, so nice. All right, now, sorry, I don't have my, oh, did we eat? Yes, we ate and ate and ate. In fact, Billy, I need you to, not right now, but sometime I need you to message me with the names of those restaurants, because I want to go and do some online reviews for them, especially that Italian place where we ate. Man, they treated us like royalty. I had ordered a drink, and the waitress came back and she said, well, we're out of that, so I just brought the bartender so he could tell you what we do have. You know, I thought that was wonderful. And I had catfish. And then there was another place where I had a pork sandwich called the Big Pig. You can be a big pig too. Everybody got to do that when we say the Big Pig. Yeah, we ate and ate and ate. We went and visited the harbor that I and my brother grew up in. We went and visited the property where our grandparents' house was that got destroyed in Camille. And we went to a tourist shop and acted all touristy. And yeah, it was just a great time. But I did have a little challenge coming home, and when I flew down, I flew American, and I flew from here to Charlotte, and then from Charlotte into Gulfport Biloxi Airport. And it was a good flight. There wasn't much trouble. But then flying back, I flew United, and United took me through Houston. And I'm sorry, Houston folks, you got a great city, but I absolutely, totally dislike your airport. Never really been a fan. Every time I have flown through there, I've ended up missing my flight or getting lost or something like that. You know, it's always been a bit of a hassle. And so this time was no exception. I'm checking to make sure I'm still live. Just a sec. Hope I'm still live. Yeah, I'm still live because I'm looking over here. And the chat's different from over here, but that's all right. We had a little trouble coming out of Gulfport Biloxi because Houston had some severe weather on Wednesday morning. And if you live in Texas, you know it was pretty severe. And so we had to delay at Gulfport till the weather got out of the way at Houston so we could get into Houston. And we ended up being late, about half an hour late. I had 10 minutes to get from gate B28 to gate E1. If you know anything about George Bush Houston Intercontinental Airport, you will know that that's like trying to drive from Mobile to New Orleans in about 10 minutes. Michael, thank you. How's Bella? Bella doing okay today? So I started running. And I'm running. And I'm running. And I was running out of breath real bad. I haven't run like that in a long time. I was huffing and puffing. I hit my inhaler on the little train, which honestly I think I could have run it faster than the train took us there, but that's whole nother point, whole nother story. And okay, I think we're good with this, and we're just gonna let the. I don't think I'm gonna get any more paint out of there, so we can move on here. So almost to the gate, and they text me and say, hey, we're holding your flight, take a breath, you're okay, you know, you're gonna make it. And this girl came up behind me and she says, are you going to Seattle? I said, yeah. And she said, I am too, and I was on your flight from Gulfport. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, they texted me and said, you know, they're holding the flight. And she said, okay, well, I'm going to run ahead. I'll tell them you're coming. What seat are you supposed to be in? So I told her what seat I was supposed to be in. And she took off running. And I could see the gate. You know, I could see the sign for it. And, but at that point, in my mind, I honestly, all I wanted to do was just sit down because I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. And, so finally got to the gate, and I was having trouble getting my boarding pass on my phone and everything. And the gate agent was like, don't worry, I got you. Here's your name. Here's your seat. Ticky ticky. She said, run, run, run. They're waiting on you. So I run down the gangway, whatever you want to call it. And I get to the door, and I'm just like, you know, could not catch my breath. And she handed me 2 bottles of water and a sanitizer wipe and sent me to my seat. And then every flight attendant who passed by would stop and look me dead in the eyes and say, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need medical attention? Because you're not looking too good. And I don't know how they could tell with the mask on. Maybe the mask was, tell you, wearing those masks is hard to run with a mask on. It is doggone hard to run with a mask on. But eventually I got calmed down and cooled off and got a couple bottles of water in me, and then I had a cup of tea, and then I had what did I have? I had a bourbon, and then I put on my headphones, and they had free direct TV in the little TV thing, so I put on ER, the ER channel, and watched some old episodes of ER and slept. Slept most of the way back, got home. My son was so happy to see me, and I was happy to see him. I missed him. But he had a good time with his sister. So, you know what? I'm going to wait and pour that in later. We need to move on with this, because I'm just, you'll pardon me. Like I said, it's going to take me a while to get my head back in the game, if that makes any sense. Because lot of stuff to process, you know. It was a happy time, it was a sad time, it was a very complex situation. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do, and it'll dry eventually, I'm not worried about it. You should, if you do this, you should let it dry completely. But for the sake of this, I'm just gonna do this. And if I end up throwing it away, I throw it away. By the way, I've gotten so much positive feedback on that little shelf that we did 2 weeks ago. And I have the supplies to make a couple more and put them up in my Etsy shop. If anybody's interested, let me know. All right, what I've done is I've glued around that lid. Now I'm sticking it down inside. And I'm just going to run a little bead of glue right around the top. Let me put it up here so you can see what I'm doing. I promise someday I will have a much better studio for this. But that's my my motto in life is anything with nothing. And so Anything with nothing, this is what we do. All right. You see what I'm doing here? And it can be messy because we can cover it up in a bit. And then I'm going to push it down in there. Careful, hot glue is hot. Just saying. Hot glue is hot. Don't burn your fingers. But you see, now that we've painted the inside of this glass, we ran the paint, the details kind of stick out a little bit more, but you still have that shine on the outside. That's why I like painting the inside of things for this kind of stuff. All right. We're going to stay? Yep. All right. And then all you do for the rest of this one is we take our little candle. This is our little electric tea light. You've got to pull the little piece of paper out. We can that one's not going to work for me. All right, we'll do this one. Pull the little piece of paper out. There we go. Stick our little flickery tea light in there, and then take our lid and I'll hold it up here in this camera so you can get a good view of it. If you look, there we go. And we've got a little lighthouse to sit up on the mantle. So there we go. And you see we got the little tea light, and then to turn it on and turn it off, you just have to be really careful. Hold the metal lid while you take the plastic off, and you can turn off the little light. And there we go. Screw it back on, and there you go. Isn't that just cute? Cute as a button. All right, so that's the first one. Next week, I think we're going to make a lantern out of picture frames. But today, since we're at the half hour, I can go ahead and do a couple more. Remember this? We used this for the kitchen stuff. I painted it and made it a little caddy for the miniature utensils. Well, this time we are going to use some of this decorative nautical rope from the Dollar Tree. And I got this from the Dollar Tree in the craft department. To check and see if your local Dollar Tree has a craft department. A lot of them do. And I've got something I got this last time I was there that was brand new that's really cool. Especially if you have a Cricut. Pay attention. But this is over in the craft department. It's just a little wooden pencil cup, basically. And we're gonna jazz it up with some nautical rope. So here we go. And that's the thing is, you know, it doesn't have to be complicated, especially if you're doing it for yourself, you know. Take a minute and go online and do a search for coastal farmhouse decor, and go to your high-end places like Pottery Barn and all that kind of stuff. And you will see that this stuff we like to make it simple, you know what I mean? And so keeping it simple, quick and simple, and that can be very beautiful. We don't have to reinvent the wheel, you know? Okay, so use my Dollar Tree pruning shears to cut the plastic off of this rope, and then the rest I can just tear the paper, and that's a length from something else. And here we go. This is the rope, and this right here is so simple, so simple. We are going to take this little tape It's got an aglet. That's what you call these things on shoelaces and rope. This little piece of plastic is called an aglet. We're going to take this aglet off. I'm just peeling it off with my fingers. We could cut it off. In fact, I am going to cut it off because I just don't feel like messing with it. Okay? And I'm just going to take a little bit of my hot glue and stick it on there to keep it from fraying too much. We're going to mash it down in a minute anyway. So, we're going to start at the bottom. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue down there, just like that. I'm going to get my silicone makeup brush from the makeup department at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to stick that in the hot glue instead of my finger. I can even use the other end to give a little pressure. Okay? So we got it anchored down. And this is always the hard part for me. But I'm going to try to show you how I do this very simply. Hold on a second. I need to move that so you can see. Also, how's the lighting? I'm playing around with different things with the lighting. I realized last time I was too washed out completely. So, and tomorrow I'll be working on how to get different programs to work together so that Cricket and I can do our show that's coming out. Very excited about this show with Cricket. Cricket is my partner channel, and she is my sister from another mister. She and I have a lot in common, except that she gets to live in Australia and I don't. And but someday I'm gonna go visit her. I'm going to go visit her in Australia because I've always wanted to go to Australia. That's one of the places I want to visit. Also, August, about mid-August, message me for the exact dates when it gets closer, but sometime in the second week of August, your girl is going to Disney World. Yeah! And I'll be going for a week. A whole week. And hoping to catch up with folks and hug some necks and see the sights. Take my boy to meet Mickey Mouse for the first time. And my boy has autism, and so social things aren't his deal. And so he's not gonna want to walk up and hug Mickey. That's not something he wants to do. He's perfectly content to stand 20 feet away from Mickey and wave at Mickey Mouse, you know. So with the social distancing and everything, it's actually a good thing for my son who has the sensory issues and stuff. We're going to be getting the DAS, disability access thing, so that we don't have to wait in long lines, because my son's a very impatient boy. Like yesterday, I had to get a tire fix. I had a flat tire on my car before I left. Ow, 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 ow. See, hot glue is hot. Do not try this at home. Make sure you're using your little thing. I forget, and I stick my finger in it, and I burn myself. Now what was I saying? So the COVID things actually are a positive for us, the COVID precautions, and we don't mind complying with the rules, because I just burned myself again. But anyway. All right. And see how this is going together? And it just looks so very cool. And when we're done, we're going to stick some shells on it. I wish I could have picked up some shells, but didn't really see any, because our part of the beach, the Gulf Coast there, we've got some barrier islands. And so all of the big shells wash up on the barrier islands, and we don't get a lot of shells on the beach. It's a man-made beach. It's 26 miles of beautiful white sand that they have dredged up from the sea. They made an international shipping channel. And when they made the channel for the big banana boats to come in, they put all the sand up on the beach. And so when they go and redo the channels for the big boats, they carry the sand, they put the sand on a barge and carry it up to shore and dump it on the shore, and then use big construction movers to move this stuff. So, all right, we see how this is going? This is going nice. I'm quite pleased so far. So how's everybody else been? Everything going on? Are you excited for the football draft coming? Are you a baseball fan? Are you? I know my brother is a soccer fan. He was telling me a bit about that when I was catching up with him. Seems Atlanta has a really good soccer team, and so I know out here in Seattle we've got a soccer team, but I don't know much about it except they've got really cool colors. I'm not a soccer fan. I'm more of a curling fan. But I guess that's because I live so close to Canada. My fingers are getting sticky. Pardon me a minute while I peel this off. And remember that I do go live on Wednesdays. Wednesday at 12 noon East Coast time, 9 a.m. West Coast. And that is when I do music production. And chat and chill, lurk and listen. Turn it on while you're working just for some background noise. Sounders, that is the Seattle. Thank you, Billy. Brain just, steel trap is more like a colander. Steel trap brain. It's more like a colander. Stuff just leaks right out of it. But that Italian place we ate at, and what I liked about the Italian place we ate at was they were so accommodating for any diet type. I didn't actually see it anywhere, but I'm sure they actually had kosher choices. I mean, they had gluten-free, they had vegetarian, they had vegan, they had, you name it. They could accommodate all diet types. And I know my sister, Billy's wife, is vegetarian, gluten-free, and she was so excited because they had noodles she could eat and all sorts of stuff. And the prices, we were really surprised because we got there and looked in the menu, and they had a $9.99 lunch menu, and the entrees were huge, and well worth that. So yeah, I want to go back there, Bill. I want to go back there. I could afford to eat there all I wanted because the prices were really good. But out here in Seattle, we've had very atypical weather. Usually April is kind of cold and foggy and rainy. But honestly, we have been sunny and upper 70s since I got home. I guess I brought the good weather with me. But since I've been home, we've been up in the 70s, and actually I'm contemplating hooking up the air conditioner. I have a little portable window unit, but hooking up the air conditioner because it's been getting warm in my apartment. But the sky, beautiful, clear, no rain, no fog, just absolutely gorgeous blue skies. I was thinking about maybe going down to Puget Sound tomorrow for a little bit, just to walk around, get out of the house. Because once I got a little taste of freedom, man. Oh, but that's all right. I can't wait to go back down there. Or have my family come out here too. I can't wait to show them around out here. Wow, I got some glue spider webs here. All kinds of glue spider webs. But anyway, we're almost done with this. And which is good because I'm almost out of hot glue for what I've got up here on the rack. I bought a new shelving unit for my bedroom, workroom, storage room, studio, you name it. And I'm still getting things organized and put away on it, and I spend more time trying to remember where I put stuff than actually doing anything. Salute. That's right, Salute. I can look it up from there. So, if you happen to be on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, go check out Salute. Fantastic restaurant. Amazing restaurant. The staff is just so accommodating and friendly, and professional. And I mean, our server checked on us about every 5 minutes for the first 30 minutes. Every time something was delivered, she would check on us, and then she'd come back 2 minutes later and say, is that what you expected it to taste like? You know, does this meet your expectations? How is everything? Can I get you anything else? You know, just really involved and caring. And so, yeah, I highly recommend it. And so, almost done here. And for now, I actually have another little piece of rope here. I'll cut the aglet off. And I'm going to leave that one on because I'll just put that at the back. Because I have some extra glue here and a little bit more space. And just join that right there. And I think I'm just going to snip it off at a steep angle with my scissors here. Snip it off and put a little more hot glue. Remember to grab your silicone tool to do this. Don't stick your finger in the glue. There we go. And just push it down like that. And there we go. And then I have, those might be too big, but we'll go ahead and do this. I have these grass stems that I got. This is called onion grass from Dollar Tree. And just going to peel that one off. But I am going to take, we're just going to chop them. Actually, Let's use some pruning shears from the Dollar Tree. They're from the Dollar Tree. Can you believe that? And we are just going to... And while I'm doing this, I will talk about what I'm about to show you, if I can find it. Dollar Tree Crafts has started carrying stuff for those of you who might have the Cricut cutting machines. They're like CNC machines for crafters. If you know what they are, then you're gonna think this is a bargain. I found rolls of the vinyl for a Cricut, faux leather, glitter, and then regular, just the vinyl. I found the transfer paper, and there we go. I stick some of my onion grasses from Dollar Tree in this, and it goes up on my mantelpiece. Just a coastal little feel. So let me grab some of this other stuff. Even if you don't have a Cricut, you can still use this stuff. But wow, that's still warm from the hot glue. Whew, that's hot glue. Anyway, first off, they've got the pick tool that you pay $5 to $10 for this at Michael's or Joann's. I got it for $1 at Dollar Tree, and it's for debriding or picking the cutouts out of your work. It's a pokey tool, just like my other pokey tools. Then I found, let me see, where is it? I got a little, oh, I can't find it now. And I said, I want to show this to these guys, and then I lost it. But that's all right. It's a little scraper kind of tool that you can use to burnish edges or to really work down your adhesive before you pull the stuff off. So anyway, hang on just a second. Let me step over here. All right. It's Crafter Square brand, and this is vinyl paper, permanent glitter paper silver. Here is the black. Here is some copper. They also have red, green, blue, yellow. Lindsay, hi. How are you? Welcome in, my sister. Good to see you. Glad you're here. This is what we made today. I'll give you a little review while I'm talking about this stuff. But this is, it's kind of like contact paper, but you use it for Cricut. Ready to load material for long continuous cuts. If you have a Cricut machine, and if you look on the box, let me see if I can get this picture. Can you see that? It's a little tumbler, and it's got some vinyl work on it. That's what you use this for. And it's about $12 to $15 a roll at the craft store. And it's $1 a roll. You get 12 inches by 48 inches. So this makes me want to get a Cricut, but they're a couple $100, so that's gonna have to wait. So this is what's new at Dollar Tree in the craft department. If you got a Cricut, if you don't have a Cricut, doesn't matter. Go grab this stuff up because you can use it. And the faux leather is really nice. Where did I put that? I put it down and I lost it. But anyway, so where did I put the lighthouse? I lost my lighthouse. So in review, we have this nice little car key. Carol, hi. It's been a minute, Carol. Good to see you. So glad you're here. We made this little pencil cup. We wrapped it in the rope, gave it a nautical feel. We could even take some of the shells that we get at Dollar Tree. We could glue some shells on there. If you had a metallic charm, like an an anchor or something like that. You could tie some raffia around it, tie a bow around it, all sorts of things. And then this is some onion grass from Dollar Tree, and it's so nice. And that, I mean, I would just put this on the mantle. You could put a candle in it, whatever. And then remember, we made our lighthouse here, our wonderful lighthouse, and all we do is gently unscrew the, actually it's a canister container that we glued in there, and we turn on our little electric candle. And there we go. Carol, Lindsay, and Billy are my brother and sister from Atlanta that I caught up with last week while I was down home taking care of some stuff. Well, actually, they were taking care of everything. I was just kind of along for the ride, which was really nice. But yeah, that's my baby brother and his lovely, lovely wife. Thank you, Lindsay. Yeah, it's and that's how I am. I'm anything with nothing. When I'm walking through a store, a thrift store, the Dollar Tree, whatever, my brain, and I got this from my grandfather. You can ask Billy about it. My brain works that I look at individual pieces and it's kind of like a puzzle in my head. And all of a sudden things come together and I go, "Oh, these are all the parts for this." You know, like the shelf we did 2 weeks ago. The things just come together in my head. And so next week we're going to do some more candle holders and some vases. We're going to do a technique with some Mod Podge and sand. And I'm ashamed, Billy and Lindsay, I'm ashamed I had to buy sand from the Dollar Tree, and this don't look like sand to me. It doesn't look like our sand. What's wrong with that sand? Well, it's white, and our sand back home is kind of a beige color. You know, it's kind of more like the linen paint. It's an off-white. But we're going to use the sand and some vases and make some nice decorative pieces. More pieces for the mantelpiece. So, all right, quick reminder, I'll see you Wednesday right here, 12 noon on the East Coast, 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Bring your coffee, chat and chill, lurk and listen. I'm going to be making some music, that's all. And do go check out theliveplace.com. Seriously, so many very talented live streamers. And now that Disneyland and things in Southern California are opening back up, those live streamers are getting to the parks and they're giving you opening day footage and live streams from there. So, peace and blessings upon you, upon all you love, upon all who love you. Find your passion, grab a hold of it, and don't let anybody talk you out of it. We have made it through the worst of it. And we're in the new normal. And honestly, I kind of like the new normal. I think we're all a lot kinder, a lot more open, and a lot more willing to help each other. Pearl, are you going to be selling the Lighthouse tea light? This thing? I don't know. Depends on if I can get some more of these things. But I will be making some more lighthouses like this. So keep tuned. And my Etsy shop is available through pearlmanhattan.com, or it's Miss Pearl Shop on Etsy. And I'm surprised that my chatty boy Nightbot stream helper hasn't said anything yet, but I think it's because I'm not signed into chat. Well, that would explain why. Carol, you are welcome anytime, sweetie. I know that things are changing for you kind of rapidly. I know that your work has changed and everything else. And I know that you got a family like I got a family. And, you know, some days if we get both legs of the pair of pants on, it's a good day. So I'm glad to see you too. And yeah, y'all be good to each other, be good to yourselves. Grab a hold of your family. Think about somebody that maybe you haven't talked to in a while and figure out why you haven't talked to them. Has it been enough time gone by that you can just let it go and try again? I can tell you from firsthand experience, never lose touch with your family. Because your family's all you got. But anyway, I said my peace and blessings part. I will see you all Wednesday. Yeah, take care.